Hello, you are with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. United Nations statistics estimate that over 600 million people live with disability globally, and over 400 million people live with disability in Africa. 40% of Africa's population are made up of people living with disability. 10 to 15% of school-age children in Africa live with disability. Ghana's population is over 32 million, and 8% are people living with disability. How does this impact on persons with disability in terms of policy formulation, marriage and family life, education, healthcare, employment, and so on? For those of us in the disability community, discrimination and stigmatization is the root cause of almost every challenge we face. However, success only comes to those who know how to overcome their challenges and not those who know how to avoid challenges. So join me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability, as I navigate my way through the riveting stories, the unbelievable experiences, and the life-transforming journeys of persons with disability on the Helping Hand TV show. Hello, welcome to another exciting edition of the Helping Hand TV show, where we seek to see the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. And like I say, you're welcome. Welcome to my world where disability is not inability. Special thanks to DV Unlimited, Company Limited, and Fast Chapel, my proud sponsors. Special thanks to you for tuning in. Today is a very special edition. H4P is 12 years old, and H4P has launched an amazing project. I'm going to go for a quick commercial break. When I come back, I'll introduce you to my guests, and I'll introduce you to the episode for today. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the H4P Organization is 12 years old. Hooray! And H4P, as part of the 12th anniversary, has launched the Chill Awards. The Christina Hackman Impact Leadership Awards is the Chill Awards.
The Christina Hackman Impact Leadership Awards is an award scheme instituted by the H4P Organization to honor and acknowledge people who contribute significantly towards national development and especially the development of the disability community.
Is the Chill Awards. Eligibility to winning the Chill Awards, it's in the following categories. 1. The individual, group or organization who has contributed to the sports and the entertainment landscape in the disability community. 2. In the area of education. And 3. In entrepreneurship. Is the Chill Awards, the Christina Hackman Impact Leadership Awards. And the call to application will soon be made available on the H4P Organization's website, h4porganization.org, Chill Awards website, chillawards.com, Helping Hand website, helpinghandshow.com, and on our social media platforms. Or call +233 209 555 777 or +233 596 313 338 or +233 277 552 208 is the Christina Hackman Impact Leadership Awards, the Chill Awards.
Chill Awards.
The Christina Hackman Impact Leadership Awards, the Chill Awards.
Chill Awards.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are with me, the voice of ability on air for persons with disability. And today I want to introduce you to someone with so much ability. Some people call her the greatest friend. Others call her the sweet companion. And others still call her the faithful worker. She is dependable, reliable, and adorable. And she's committed to lending you a helping hand anytime, anywhere. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome DV Cleaners.
DV Cleaners Alata Samana Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Aloe Vera Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Body Lotions, DV Cleaners Hair Shampoos, DV Cleaners Hair Conditioners, DV Cleaners Liquid Detergents, DV Cleaners Hand Wash, DV Cleaners Floor Cleaners, DV Cleaners Toilet Cleaners, DV Cleaners Cake Soaps, and now introducing DV Cleaners Hand Sanitizers. For bulk purchase, call us on +233 278 308 246 or +233 244 467 326. DV Cleaners, one of the top most made in Ghana products. DV Cleaners, proudly Ghanaian.
And so remember that anytime you purchase any of the DV Cleaners range of products, you are lending a helping hand to a person with disability, and you are supporting H4P Organization's special advocacy for persons with disability. DV Cleaners!
Nature's finest touch!
Welcome back.
Hello and welcome to the special edition of the Helping Hand TV show. The aim is to bring dignity to disability. The aim is to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability, and the name is H4P Organization. I have their PR department here, Mr. Philip Tete and Miss Sharon Tete. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome.
Thank you.
12 years, how does it feel? Like 12 years of doing such great work. How does it feel like? Is it a good feeling, or is it a tiring feeling?
It's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling.
I'll say it's a mixture.
Okay.
Yes, it's a mixture. Because I'm looking at the burden.
Yeah.
Because 12 years you showcase to the world what you can do. So the expectations are high.
Yeah.
So it is the burden, because you can't afford to be tired. You just told the world what you have achieved in the past 12 years.
Yeah. And you have been consistent.
And they're expecting that you will do more. You hear comments from people, and you know that you are their hope. You are an organization they are all looking up to, and you can't afford to be tired.
Success births expectations, right?
Exactly.
Can you match up this expectation?
I believe we can, because you know what I was saying to myself whilst preparing for today's interview is the fact that the first 12, we've consistently showed that we are able. And by attaining the first 12, we've shown that we have come of age. It means that our shoulders have become broader. In spite of whatever the
Have your pockets
were.
become deeper?
As it stands now, we are on that journey. But however,
It will be well.
It will
Definitely.
be. Our intelligence has grown deeper.
Yeah.
Our ability to carry burdens has expanded, and we are able to carry more pressure than we were able to carry in the first 12. So yes, it's been a good feeling, but we also know that there's a greater responsibility ahead of us.
But let me push you to the wall a bit. As PRs, what would you have done differently if you had to have a makeover, a do-over, the past 12 years? What would you have done differently? Maybe not ventured into disability straight away.
I think we don't have regrets.
Not at all.
Possibly we should have started earlier, because there is so much to be done. There is so much mindset changes to be done. There are so many initiatives to be embarked on. So probably we would wish to have started early, but for the financial issue. And we don't have regrets. There's been no time we've sat together as an organization and we ever said that we shouldn't have ventured into this. On the contrary, it's been a pleasant experience, and the joy we derive from doing this work is what cancels out all the pressures, all the negativities, all some negative feedback, because it's highly impossible that you would embark on a good project like this and you have everybody supporting you. So we look at some of these positive results and these good feelings, and they override all the negativities we have encountered on this journey. So on our side, I think, or on my side, I think Sharon agrees with me, we would have even done more in the area of disability than what we've actually done now.
But to venture to answer that question in a different light, playing the fairy godmother, I would have changed the hearts of people to actually give to the organization. Yes, I would have waved the magic wand to say, give, and everybody would give, because truthfully, when you support us, you help us to help our family in the disability community. When you support us, what we are doing is changing not just mindsets, but we are also changing systems and structures to accommodate our beloved family. You see, without disability, ability is nothing. And so we really are looking forward to having an all-inclusive society where we don't have to now come and even ask, but out of the abundance of the hearts of people, organizations, we just come and give, because we understand that they are a part of us, and together we make Ghana great.
So let me find out again. Definitely with the kind of superstition and the myth surrounding disability and all that, for 12 years you've had to battle a lot of discrimination, a lot of issues from people, sometimes even close friends, family, because you work for persons with disability.
Yeah.
How have you been able to surmount all these negative pressure from people? I know the ones close would affect you more,
Definitely.
but generally, how have you been able to overlook all the naysayers, all the
name calling,
callings, the doom prophecies and all that? How have you been able to survive?
I think we
12
have
years?
taken a cue from you, our executive director and CEO, and we've seen how you look at things in a very different light. So something may seem negative on the outside with a lot of lambasting and a lot of name calling, but you see the gem in the rough, and you're willing to stick to the process or stick with the process so you can get the gem out of the rough and the gem can shine. And that is what has happened with the H4P organization. After 12 years of being in the rough, here we are shining. So I think that we took our biggest cue, I think, from you. Yes, there have been tough times. And sometimes you just have to look at the fact that you are bringing hope to someone. You are bringing hope to families. And I think one thing we also learned from you is the fact that we are not here for ourselves. We are here first for God and for our community, for our nation. And so when we look at that, nothing else matters really. I think you have more.
Especially the close
Family members.
people who are close. I remember, when we began H4P, we started dealing with disability issues and all that. People were advising me, I should be careful. If you help people with disability, you end up becoming disabled yourself, or you end up having children with disabilities and all that. And coincidentally, about a year and a half after beginning this disability advocacy, I fell sick.
Yes.
I almost got paralyzed. I got paralyzed, and
We
everybody was
said
like, "Didn't we
We
say
said
it?"
it. But Bishop, the good part of this whole journey is that we are always learning, and we know that we came to correct mindsets. Now, if we fall victim to the things we came to fight, then we stand.
Then the superstitions were right.
But we understood what was happening,
Yeah.
and to a large extent, we understand where they are coming from.
Yeah.
Concerned citizens,
Yeah.
concerned family,
Yeah.
concerned relatives, but we also are persuaded. We said in previous interviews that we are convinced about the vision or the mission we are embarking on. We know the desired result we want to achieve. Unfortunately, it is not common in our system, but other systems have achieved it.
Yeah.
So hearing some of this makes us know the extent of work we have to do.
Sometimes there are even educated people who fall victim to this.
And for me, that is what throws the spotlight on the good work the H4P organization is doing.
Yeah.
Because we hear these comments and we know the extent of work we must do. That we are not only dealing with the disability community, but we are dealing with the the community that have
the
visible
society as a whole,
disability.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it makes us know the kind of mindset that though they are educationally, they are astute and educationally empowered, they lack the knowledge on issues about disability. So it strengthened us to know that we are on the right course.
Yeah.
These are people that we need to correct their mindsets. And 12 years down the line, they attend our events. They are congratulating us. Some of them are not openly apologizing to us for telling us that we are sincerely sorry for discouraging you 12 years down the line. But they come to tell us that congratulations and all that, but I'm yet to hear anybody apologizing to us because they look at the glory and they want to associate with it.
Yeah.
And that is why I want to again commend the H4P organization that they stood tall. Like if your parent calls you and tells you that, don't you have any other meaningful thing to do with
Better
your
thing
life?
to do with your life.
And disability, how much do you earn? How much do you receive? And we know that we did not come in primarily for the money, but we are making an investment that
And yet we are young men and young women who need the money.
we need to build our lives. So that is why I was saying that to
We need to build the
some
future for
extent
ourselves.
we understand them, but the vision is greater than
Exactly.
the chastisement and the backlashes we received.
Yeah.
And 12 years down the line, everybody is celebrating with us. It doesn't mean the challenges have ended. Almost every project, even recently, the Chill Awards, it has its own challenges,
Yeah.
but always because we are persuaded about what we want to do, we are strengthened to keep doing it.
And to add to what he's saying, it's indeed true that young men and women, we need the money. But there's something very spectacular about the H4P organization. When you work here, you are trained. We can't say thank you enough. So thank you to all those who discouraged us, because they gave us more power and more fuel to continue in this advocacy.
For me, the burden over the 12 years had been to deal with so-called educated people. Educated people who think that if they give you their money for the disability advocacy, it means you are bringing disability to their life. Educated people, I mean, real education, I have learned that over time, real education is the willingness to be re-educated.
Yes.
Because if
to relearn and
you have gone to school and you've learned books, but you can't learn life, it is nobody's choice to be disabled.
Not at all.
And yet you blame them, you say that it is their fault, some superstitious whatever here, and especially in Africa. So it makes it so difficult. And yet H4P, you've done that. You've surmounted it. You've gone through it. I'm not saying it has stopped.
Not at all.
But how are you going to keep going? Because you fought for 12 years. Do you have enough fuel to keep fighting?
Bishop, so I would say that when we look at the achievements, I remember when the Helping Hand TV show started, we had to go through the phase where people wouldn't want to come out to share their stories.
Yeah.
And there's no TV program that is concentrating on persons with disability. Now you come out of the blue, then you're like, okay, I'm here, I want to interview you, I want to know about your story, because other people can benefit from your story. And the good thing about our journey is that we didn't come to magnify what they can't do, but to magnify the things persons with disability can do, so that a mother somewhere who just gave birth to a child with disability gets hope that, no, this child can become a great person.
Because come to think of it, everybody has something they can do and something they can't do.
Oh, yes.
So for me, I love it. And the challenge, how people, you get to there, they can even book appointment with you, and when you get there, they say they are not in the mood to want to grant you the interview. But Bishop, 12 years down the line, we having people calling you to say that I want to be on your program. I think that is a lot of achievement. That you came from a point where people don't want to be on the show because they don't know what it is going to do. Then you receive calls of people saying that I thought I was alone in this situation. I thought I was the only person who had given birth to a child with intellectual disability. You've enlightened me. I know that I can go take the child to this special education school and the child is going to be catered for. And 12 years down the line, people calling from every region in Ghana that I want to be on your show. From Kumasi, Takoradi, Cape Coast. I mean, everywhere. We are not chasing after. We started chasing after them. Now they call and say, I want to be on your show. Bishop, this is a lot of energy. The next energy we need is a financial energy, because it's expensive to keep this program on air. It happens.
And even your community projects.
Yes, they take quite a lot.
A lot goes into them, and for the willingness we have, and we are trusting God that as we journey through this, I mean, the next 12 years, and as we keep speaking, we're going to get more organizations joining us, individuals joining us, supporting us financially, so that we can keep this going. Because in the next 10, 15 years, we know that things will change a lot. The landscape will change. Facility structures will be put in place. And that all-inclusive society we've been trumpeting, we are acting towards it, and a lot will be achieved. So that greater goal is keeping us going. At H4P, we are relentless. We are not going to give up. We are only asking for more financial support, both internationally and locally, so that we'll be able to get or keep things going like the way we are doing them.
To God be the glory. Great things he has done. 12 years of hard work, 12 years of wise work. H4P, congratulations. I'll go for 60 seconds with the Bishop. I'll be right back. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Success is a product of hard and wise work. Is 60-second success with the Bishop. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to 60 Second Success with the Bishop. Today I want to talk to you about the importance of taking risks, calculated risks. Life is a journey, my friend, a journey that is full of risks. And you have to decide to take calculated risks, because it is those who have the audacity to face their fears and take risks who become successful. Life is not always smooth. Life oftentimes is a curved path of turbulence, and it demands a lot of diligence so that it can lead to a life of success. Successful people know that in the journey of life, there are times of rain and there are times of sunshine. It is ordinary people who rest because of the rains, but successful people work and they take risks because of the rains. Great success only comes to those who are bold enough to take great calculated risks. Thank you.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. This is the special edition. H4P is 12 years old. H4P is grateful to God for how far God has brought the organization. I have the PRs from the organization here with me, Mr. Philip Tete and Miss Sharon Tete. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
I think we would have to take a bit of time to say thank you to the disability community. Because really, if not for their support, if not for their willingness, if not for the fact that they opened their arms to accept H4P 12 years ago, if not for the fact that they welcomed us, we would not have journeyed this far. The disability community, they have gained a significant place in the story of H4P, right?
Yes, that's very true. And this is very critical to our growth as well, and to our continual progress, because without them, we are not. It's not just about advocating for them, but it's also about learning from them. It's also about growing together with them. And so we are not...
Even in helping, them, lending a helping hand to the disability community, the love they show in return. The appreciation in return, you know.
And the support. I mean, when we have events here which may not even be disability related, and they hear about it, they immediately want to be part of the events. And for us, it is a big testament to the family bond that has been created. And we have you and our patron, Mrs. Christina Anaswa Hakban, to thank for this, because you created a family system within the organization and you extended this family system outside us. And so when we say that the disability community is actually family, we mean it. And it's actually true, because we don't plan our year without them. Everything we do in our year, they are our focus. And again, thank you to them for receiving and accepting our love, because what would it be if we give love and they don't receive it? So it's been good, and again, thank you to you, and thank you to our patron for that.
It's phenomenal. I wouldn't want to mention names so that I'll leave some names out and it will be a problem. But off head, I'm remembering certain people, individuals who have stood with H4P in the disability community. They are willing to help. They are willing to talk for H4P, willing to defend H4P. It's been incredible. The disability community, working with all the various organizations from Autism Center, the albinism, the Blind Union. Recently, we started relating with the Ghana Stammers Association. All these associations have stood with H4P, and it has been phenomenal.
And Bishop, I also particularly want to appreciate their leadership, because if the leadership don't accept us, the membership wouldn't, and they've done exceptionally great. And in as much as we are thanking them, I also want to throw the spotlight on the H4P organization again. The beauty of our operation, the fact that when the H4P organization started our operation, we didn't just stay with one group or disability group. We created that connection. So H4P has become that unifying factor when it comes to all the disability groups. And our focus, we create programs that brings them together so that they can be under one umbrella to achieve the same goal. And it's exciting to hear that as the years go on, we extend our capacity, because when we get to know that there is a group that is disability related, we want to connect with them, we want to create friendship with them. And they are open as if they've been waiting for when would H4P recognize us and come to us, and it's like we just click and the flow is amazing, and it's so encouraging to us as an organization.
They say that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Now you have begun a journey of greatness.
Yes.
And you have begun with some steps of greatness. There are a lot of projects H4P you are embarking on. At 12 years, when we cast our minds back, some of these things, when we began, did you actually envisage this extent of impact?
Not at all. Not at all. But one thing that was a clear indication to us that we would become great was because of the great leadership that we had. Our leader is a great man. Yours truly, Bishop Dr. Charles Kofi Hartman. You are a great man.
Thank you.
And so we know that we would become great just because you are leading us. But you also instilled in us the need and the necessity to work hard, to invest time, resources, efforts into what we are doing. And that has been what has crafted for us this future we are in now. And we know it's crafting for us a bigger future in the next 12 years and beyond. So when we started, we didn't know where we were going, but by looking at you, we knew where we were going. And we are so grateful and thankful to God that we have arrived here, and it's going to just get bigger and better as we go along.
So which of your projects would we start with for today?
We can talk about the H4P National Disability Fund Game, Inter-Schools Disability Fund Game. I mean, we sit in the office and the CEO walks in, beaming with smiles, and we know that something is up. He shares with us a vision that he wants to institute this new project that is the H4P National Inter-Schools Disability Fund Games. And who has heard of this before? When you're going to your first term, second term, third term, there are sports events that are organized for them so that they are looking forward to these events. And some of these projects have churned out a lot of our sports people and national sports representatives because they were all groomed from those places. Talents were discovered in these areas, and it's helping the nation. And like H4P would always do, and we gladly would want to do, always looking out for what is happening in the nation that the disability community have been neglected.
I call it the equalizer.
The equalizer.
Then, the fun games, they don't have anything like that. Now, they did, but it will be those with hearing impairment, they would have their own event. Those who are visually impaired, they would have one within their schools. Then H4P comes up, the unifying factor. Let's bring the various disability groups in the country, the special education schools. We bring them all together at one place. No, there were people that the vision was shared with, and they said bluntly that this is not going to happen. Like, it doesn't happen. Like, because they look at the extent of work. We didn't say you want to go to one school and organize an event for them, because that is easy to handle.
And not even go to one region to organize an event for them, but bringing all regions together to Accra. That's like a massive logistics headache.
How do you convince parents to release their children from Cape Coast? Why? But this is what Bishop says we should do. We accept it because it was great. And seeing that you're going to introduce this. Now, whilst we're with ourselves, we know it was a great idea until we implemented the first one. And when the kids came, you know what floss is. The smile, the joy, the satisfaction. You can see that hunger in them, that they had wished that something like this was in place for them. But it wasn't. H4P Organization, one more time, introduced this first time ever, where we have visually impaired students coming, hearing impaired students, intellectually disabled students. We bring them together and they all have their respective games. We spend the whole day. Amazing.
Talk about the other things that they enjoyed here so much. The camaraderie. Because they didn't know, maybe I'm coming from maybe School of the Blind in Ibri, and I didn't know that there were other persons that had visual impairments in other schools. And we meet, and there's this whole new environment of love and family that is just created from it. I remember the very first one, we were helping, I think, people from, I think it was Ibri, were coming out of their buses, and we were helping, holding hands and saying, directing them and all that. And one of them said, "Oh, I can tell this is a very beautiful place." And she couldn't see, but she could tell it was a very beautiful place. That experience for me was phenomenal. And again, we have you to thank for this. Please, if you're watching us, the reason why we keep referring to our leader, to our executive director and CEO, is because he gave us eyes to see what we couldn't normally have seen. That it was possible for us to build a community, a family that included persons with disability and persons without visible disability.
When you were sharing some of the highlights, I was checking one of the objectives we had. One of the focus for organizing the Disability Fund Games is to create that interaction between the students. And you see a child from School for the Blind meets a student from Ekropon School for the Blind, and you see them chatting for hours. And you're asking, what are they talking about? Where did they know themselves? And that beauty, you see, and two of them, they are just there having fun. There were some that they were asked that, please stop chatting. We have to go back to where we came from because we don't want to travel in the night. And they didn't want to go. And for us, it was a great encouragement. And one of the experiences when we brought students all the way from WA, their story too is also phenomenal. They heard of the first one, and a teacher who was so passionate about the development of their children called and said that, okay, I'm at WA, or we are school at WA, and it looks like you're concentrating all your projects in the south. Please, can you factor us in the next project? We said yes. For him, he thought we were just having fun when we were playing with him. He was so surprised that the next event, he was invited, the students came, and Bishop, children have been in the north, they traveled down the south.
And they had never come to the south.
They had never come to the south. They had not traveled that distance.
Yeah.
And H4P gives them the experience of hearing the sound of the sea. I've heard all the while that there is a sea, there's this, and they are traveling by the sea, and a student tells another that, isn't this the sea? I can hear a certain sound. And when you are sharing the experiences with us, it looks so light that you fund the trip of students all the way from WA to Accra for a fun games, and their side benefits. And this meant a lot to them.
Let me not cut you, but there was something about how you organize these events. Sleeping quarters, the accommodation. And I'm letting our viewers know why we talk about the funding, because you don't do things mediocre. You don't just find one place and dump everybody.
It's bringing dignity to disability.
They had exceptional accommodations. I remember one of the girls, she could see, but she couldn't walk, I think.
Okay.
And she said,
our
rooms are so beautiful.
Yeah.
And she said, our food is so good. Like they wanted to take the food with them back home to where they were coming from. And it's testament to the quality you were bringing in. It was not just about the games alone, but the quality experiences, life experiences you wanted these students to have. And it was phenomenal.
Let me share something behind the scenes.
Hold on with the behind the scenes. Let me go for the music segment. We'll be right back. This is the special edition. H4P is 12 years old. We are counting our blessings and we are naming them one by one. We'll go for the music break. We'll be right back.
It's the music segment on the Helping Hand TV show.
Butterflies in my belly, Obina some more, yeah. See the way you love me, see the way you care for me. You carry my matter for your head, oh. You have filled my heart with joy, like a little baby. You watched over me, oh. You know they carry me, they play, oh. In a male, in a song. Oh, in a song, oh. In a male, in a song. Oh, in a song, oh. In a summer, Obina summer, in a May, Jesus in a May,
Yeah, welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. H4P is 12 years old. For 12 years, we have been throwing the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. For 12 years, we've been bringing dignity to disability. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for staying faithful to the H4P organization. I have Mr. Philip Tete and Miss Sharon Tete, PRs from H4P, helping us, thank God, celebrate 12 years of phenomenal work. Before we went on break, you're going to share something with us.
I eavesdropped on the bishop responding to somebody about why he invests so much in the food, the quality of food he gives to the children. And he was saying that I'm serving them with this quality of food because I want it to be such that when they are eating, I can freely pick a spoon and want to partake in their meal. And it tells you the kind of quality mind he has when we are thinking disability. And that is why we will not just do anything when it comes to the disability community. They are valued. And you know, people would be willing to give up their best when they notice that you value them. I mean, it's been said that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that is that exceptional quality. So it is that guiding line. H4P here for perfection. They will not be given just any food in the name of you brought them all the way from the north, you funded their TNT, you funded their accommodation. I mean, why should they be such a burden on you? Let them eat just anything. And they would have been appreciative if you, as long as they have something to eat. Some of them hadn't taken fish before. Some of them hadn't taken certain meats before, and they were praising and so much. Somebody said that this is the Christmas, because throughout the person's life, it happens once a year, and for some, nothing at all happens. So for me, that experience is a wholesome experience that is created for them.
They don't go back empty-handed.
Not at all. I mean, there were. I think for a number of times, I had seen that you took extra care to notice which schools needed what, aside whatever package you would have given them anyway. Some schools needed laptops, or their teachers needed computers to be able to teach. Some schools needed stationery. Some schools needed some medical assistance. You noted these things. These were outside what you had already prepared for them to take home. And you went beyond the games to now make sure that they received this help that they needed. So for me, the experience was so wholesome. I remember the first time I cried a little, but then it was okay because I had never seen this before. Never experienced it before. And I thank you so much. In fact, we thank you so much because you made us experience these things for the first time. And again, H4P Organization is grateful to you, Executive Director and CEO, for making us understand that the quality of our life is actually when we are able to not only bless ourselves, but bless others as well.
And I noticed that the experience too was not only limited to the students, but their teachers as well. Because some of them they've also not traveled before. Some of them hadn't had certain experiences before. Some were not even exposed to certain disability
conditions at all.
So that grounds that the H4P organization created, they get that exposure to realize. Some actually came and they were like, I thought I had an issue, but I've seen others doing this. I know that I don't have an issue, like I don't have an excuse.
Just before you wrap up, you do guidance and counseling for them aside the sports. How has it been so far? Feedback, results?
It's been great, and the joy of the whole thing is when they get to. The students we gather, they get to hear the speech because the whole idea is for them to be inspired to know the potentials and the possibilities they have in their area of disability. Because some may have had certain dreams, but because of their disability, they thought it wasn't possible. And some were just restricting themselves to things that were happening in their vicinity. So I know that after school, there is nothing for me. I'm just going to sit at home. So these opened them up, and the kind of questions they asked made us realize that the greatness was in them. It was only an aspect of their body that is experiencing that disability, but it didn't shut their minds from dreaming. So the guidance that came, and you can see that hope. So people became more serious in school.
And especially seeing the resource people. Some of them were people with disability
in their condition
who have achieved so much greatness. The career guidance gives you a whole lot more, right?
I remember a student who had always desired to be a journalist. but shut the dream because she was visually impaired.
Yeah.
I remember we brought a resource person, Paul.
Yeah.
After his presentation, the lady
Paul is a journalist.
Yes.
And visually impaired.
And visually impaired.
Yeah.
After the presentation, the testimony, the lady, she showed her hands and said, I thought I could not be a journalist. They discouraged me, but hearing you is enough motivation. I know it is possible, and these experiences are they are priceless. The impact is priceless, and I like something the H4P organization does. Like, you invite a school from Wa all the way to Accra, then you pick a significant person from that community to be part of the resource person, somebody who is doing a lot in Accra, so that they get to hear that, no, the fact that I live in this part of town doesn't mean that I can't do anything. All I can do is to just stay at home, but I can do things that has national impact, and it has been great, and we look forward to doing more.
We look forward to doing more. H4P at 12. What we've done has been incredible, heartwarming. These heartsprints we've left in the lives of people. We hope that the next 12 years and more, there'll be greater things. Special thanks to my very special guests, Mr. Philip Tete and Miss Sharon Tete, PRs from the H4P organization. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. And thank you, DV Unlimited Company Limited and Fast Chapel, my proud sponsors. Special thanks to you for tuning in to the Helping Hand TV show. Special thanks to all those who contribute to H4P through the mobile money system. Thank you so much. God richly bless you. Your resources go a long way to lend a helping hand and to bring dignity, more dignity to disability. Well, this all time would allow us. I'm going to come your way again next week. Until then, remember, disability is definitely not inability. Take care of yourselves and be good. And God bless you.